25th meeting of the Cookeville City Council to order. Roll call, please.
Councilman Womack.
Here.
Mayor Shelton.
Here.
Councilman Walker.
Here.
3 present.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to invite those that wish to do so to stand for the invocation given out by Councilman Womack, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States flag.
Could you bow your heads, please? Heavenly Father, look down upon those that are here tonight to guide them with wisdom and to help the people of Cookeville. Let us all come together in this time of trouble. In thy name, amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Item 3, consider approval of agenda as presented. Are there any changes?
This way we have one change. We're going to pull A appointment to the Cookeville Planning Commission and have that at next meeting when we hopefully will have a full council.
Very good. Is there a motion on the edited agenda?
So moved. Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Womack.
Yes.
Mayor Shelton.
Yes.
Councilman Walker.
Yes.
3 yes, motion carries.
Thank you. Under old business, 5A, consider approval of minutes of city council meeting held on October 15th. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Very good. Roll call, please.
Councilman Walker.
Aye.
Councilman Womack.
Yes.
Mayor Shelton.
Yes.
3 yes, motion carries.
Thank you. Under the consent agenda, 6A, set a date, 12/10/20 for a public hearing on ordinance O-201121, rezoning of 7.68 acres of parcel located on Tennessee Avenue, tax map 64074, from commercial industrial mixed use, CI, to heavy manufacturing. 6B, set a date, 12/10/20 for a public hearing on ordinance O-201122, rezoning of 1525, 1551, and 1571 Bunker Hill Road, from RS-15 single family residential to RS-10 single family residential. 6C, set a date 12/10/20 for a public hearing on ordinance O-201123, rezoning of a portion of a parcel located on Mill Street and East Veterans, tax map O-66032, from CR Regional Commercial to CG General Commercial. 6D, consider awarding bid for transformers for the electric department, and 6E, consider rescheduling the December 3rd, 2020 meeting, regularly scheduled city council meeting to December 10, 2020, and canceling the December 17, 2020 regularly scheduled city council meeting. So there will be one meeting in December on December 10th on the second Thursday. Is there a motion on the 5 items on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All right, roll call please, Ed.
Councilman Womack.
Yes.
Mayor Shelton.
Yes.
Councilman Walker.
Aye.
3 yes, motion carries.
Thank you. Under new business, 7A, consider on first reading ordinance O-201118, amending the municipal code of the city of Cookeville, Title 18, Chapter 1, Title 19, Chapter 1, and Title 19, Chapter 2. Ms. Emma.
Thank you, Mayor. Council members. We are requesting your approval this evening for some changes to our utilities, customer services policies, and municipal code sections related to utilities. The first concerns the provision that we have for application fee exemption. If a utility customer has had service with the city of Cookeville for 5 years and satisfactory credit, they may be exempt from paying the application fees. We are proposing lowering the 5 years to 3 years. Second, we will only provide same-day service up to 2 p.m. Any request for service after 2 p.m. will be processed the next business day. The third change involves service charges themselves. The service charge for connections are increasing from $10 to $20, and the service charge for disconnection for non-payment of account is increasing from $10 to $20. If the use of a bucket truck is required for electric service, the fee is going from $50 to $100. Next, if the customer service has been disconnected for non-payment of account, the reconnection will only occur during normal business hours. After hours reconnection will no longer occur effective January 1st. We will also no longer have disconnects due to non-payment of accounts on Friday. So disconnects for non-pay will only occur on Monday through Thursday starting in January. Finally, if the service has been cut off for non-payment and remains off for 5 business days, the account is considered finalized out and a closed account. So if the customer comes in and wishes to restore the service after 5 days, they are classified as a new customer subject to new customer service policies. So proposing increasing the 5 business days to 10 business days. All future changes, if approved, will be effective January 1st to allow us time for customer notification. And I'll be happy to answer any questions you have, but I would recommend your approval.
Thank you very much.
So moved.
Motion is there a second?
We have a motion to change it.
Okay.
If that's all right.
You wanna-
Make a-
I'll withdraw.
You'll hold your motion?
I'll withdraw mine.
Thank you. Considering the disconnections, I'd like to make a motion to delete the $20 disconnection charge due to non-payment of an account, increase the reconnection charge due to non-payment of an account to $40. That way that's recouped in the reconnection fee and not in the disconnect.
No, it's not penalized necessarily.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay,
Here's-
I'll second that.
You made that as a motion?
Yes.
Okay, you want to-
Sorry.
So we got a motion and a second. Okay, any other discussion or questions from the council about it?
And that's a motion to amend, yes.
Gotcha. So we'll amend the original motion to add that in.
And I'll make the new amended motion as a motion,
Well,
or what?
Second.
Danny,
Danny?
so technically,
What's out?
technically, what was
Version
it?
has changed, so
Okay.
Yeah, we're just amending as changed with this verbiage, and we'll add that into the record.
right, so
Okay.
now you just second that and vote on that.
Right, so we've got a motion to amend
Second.
with this verbiage. You have the second. Is there any questions or discussion from the council? All right, Darren?
Councilman Womack,
Yes.
Mayor Shelton,
Yes.
Councilman Walker,
Yes.
3 yes, motion carries.
We'll have this verbiage as part of your record, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. 7B, consider ratifying the execution of an option to purchase approximately 31.39 acres of property identified as a portion of parcel 78 on tax map 54 and located off Buffalo Valley Road, and authorizing the city manager to exercise the option and proceed with the purchase of the property. Mr. Miller.
Thank you, council members. As I've stated on a work session on Monday, we're excited to present to your consideration the purchase of this 31.29 acre tract, or piece of property that's located off of Buffalo Valley Road. The asking price for this is $350,000, which works out to about $11,150 per acre. The property is a portion of parcel 78 on tax map 54, and it's owned by Joel and Dorothy Cowan. It's contiguous with Cane Creek Park, as you can see on the screen there, on the southern boundary. Here's an aerial view to give you a better appreciation of the property. Sometime back, several weeks ago, months ago, Mr. Cowan contacted Rick Lutz, the director of our legal service department, to see if the city had any interest in acquiring part of this property for expanding the park. Rick and I met with Mr. Cowan on a couple of occasions about his offer and his specific desire that his farm be used to expand Cane Creek Park. And I informed each of the council about this, and on October 6th, we entered into an option agreement with Mr. and Mrs. Cowan to purchase the portion of this property for the said $350,000, subject to the approval of the city council. We paid an option fee of $5,000, which would be deducted from the selling price if the council approves the purchase. The agreement also includes provision requested by the Cowans that the property be used for an addition to Cane Creek Park and it not be resold or given away for a period of 99 years. As you know this, opportunities to expand the park are rare, especially so considering the size of this property. And I would respectfully request that the council ratify the execution of an option to purchase the approximately 31.39 acre tract, and that you authorize the city manager to exercise the option and proceed with the purchase of the property.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any comments from the council? Scott, I'll say that. We're getting to add this to our crown jewel of our park, and this will pay dividends for many generations.
Yeah, absolutely. We're very fortunate to have a park like Cane Creek, and to expand on it is a great opportunity.
All right, roll call, please.
Councilman Womack,
Yes.
Mayor Shelton,
Yes.
Councilman Walker,
Yes.
3 yes, motion carries.
Thank you. 7C, hold a public hearing to consider on first reading ordinance 020120, amending the budgets of the general fund and solid waste fund of the city of Cookeville for the fiscal year ended June 30, 2021. Ms. Emily.
Thank you, Mayor. Council members, we are requesting your approval of budget amendments for the general fund and solid waste sanitation fund for the current fiscal year. The general fund amendment increases the proposed revenues by $1,540,425. an amount of $510,075 for COVID eligible expenditures. The amendment increases the appropriation for expenditures by $713,604. Increases related to the proposed payroll increases total $342,770. As we discussed on Monday, we're proposing adjusting the pay ranges for all grades upward 4% and giving our full-time permanent employees in grades up to and including grade L a market adjustment of $1,560 to their annual pay.
Mayor, and I want to expound on that just a little bit. Our current pay grade system was established in 2014. We've only had one adjustment since then of 2% to the entire ranges of the grade. So we're not keeping up with the market. The directors have indicated on several occasions that it's becoming more and more difficult to hire, especially certain positions. And I believe that when we actually did the salary study, the intent was that we would periodically make adjustments to the ranges within each of the 18 pay grades. And again, we've only done that once at 2%. It's not keeping up with the market. So that's why we're recommending this 4% adjustment in the ranges for each of the pay grades. Now, on the salary increase, we had hoped to bring something to you when we did the budget back in June, but we were very concerned at that time about the impact of the pandemic and so forth, so we held off on that until we could see where we were. And as Brenda will go through this, we are in very good financial shape, and we discussed what can we do for our employees. We had looked at different, possibly percentage increases. We believe this flat rate increase will have much more positive impact for our lower paid employees, who are the ones I'm most concerned about. So everybody with that grade table would receive the same dollar amount, but it has a much more significant impact for a lower paid employee. For example, this will be about a 6% raise for somebody making $25,000, for somebody making $50,000, it's a 3% raise. So that's the reasoning behind this and why we're wanting to present it to you.
One question before we open the public hearing. So, and also there was, you said grade K and below, and so that's like, what number of employees out of our?
It's almost 400 employees out of the 440, Brenda, is that correct?
Okay, and then about 50 employees
Little over
that are
40.
grade K and above, and that does not affect them.
No, but how they are affected, and the lowest paid person in grade L and above is $61,000 a year, so everybody in those grades makes more than that. Where they're positive impacted, and everybody is with this shift in the pay range, because it increases all those by 4%, so you have more of an opportunity to, over your lifetime of your service with the city, to continue to receive pay raises. We have several employees that are topped out, or very nearly topped out in their pay range, and so this will help them as we go forward in the future.
Without throwing the whole thing out.
Well, that's right, that's exactly right. And let me say this, just so you know, we anticipate when we come back with budget for next year and looking at another type of adjustment.
Okay.
Because we need to catch up.
Okay.
Right.
I think Brenda's got more on this, but I wanted to interject on the actual, what we're doing with the salary.
Yeah. So this amendment also appropriates funds in the general fund expenditures of $20,834 for BUCA's contract to provide services to the police department, which you had previously approved. And also $350,000 in the legal services department for the acquisition of the property at King Creek Park Extension, which we just did the last agenda. Then the amendment for the sanitation fund increases the appropriation for expenditures there by $59,555. $19,555 is related to the payroll increases proposed, and the $40,000 capital item was budgeted and approved in last fiscal year, and that we were never able to get delivery of that truck. So we're basically reappropriating the funds for that vehicle in this fiscal year. And I'll be happy to answer whatever questions you have, but I respectfully request your approval.
All right, thank you. This time we'll open the public hearing portion. Do we have anyone that would like to speak about any of this matter that's been brought forward? All right, we'll close the public hearing. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions or discussion from the council?
I think it's a needed thing.
I think our employees deserve it, and not just that, it'll help us compete in the marketplace.
Councilman Wommack,
Yes.
Mayor Shelton,
Yes.
Councilman Walker,
Yes.
3 yes, motion carries.
Thank you. 7B, consider on first reading ordinance 0201119, amending the municipal code of the city of Cookeville as adopted by ordinance number 0140611 on June 30 and as subsequently amended. Joe Clifford.
Mayor and City Council, I'm here tonight to ask for approval to adopt the 2018 building related codes with amendments. We currently have adopted the 2012 building codes with the 2009 energy code. PCA 68-121-158 says we have to be within 7 years of the current latest published code. January, the 21 code will be out, and so will not meet this statute. Here's the codes that we're looking to adopt. As you notice, there's amendments in the residential, the fuel gas, and the energy conservation code. First amendment is not a new one, it's one we've had since 2012. It basically says that if you got a single family detached, you do not have to put a fire sprinkler system. Fire sprinkler systems are required in all single family homes in the 2018 code. This would exempt a single family detached, so the two family or duplex, 0 lot line, or townhome would require a sprinkler system. Here's an example of a single family detached. Another example of one that's a little closer to the other. These are not requiring the fire sprinkler system. A duplex or two family would. A townhouse would require a fire sprinkler system. And just another example of 0 lot. The next amendment is going to the residential code. As it's written now, any type of work in the 2018 code, you're doing any kind of interior work, you would have to interconnect your smoke detector and hardwire. So if you're remodeling a kitchen and you just have battery powered smoke detectors in the bedroom, you'd have to hardwire and interconnect. Or you just converted your garage into a family room, you would have to interconnect all your smoke detectors. What this exception would do, what this amendment would do is create exception number 3. So they would not have to be interconnected unless you are tearing out the structure. You're tearing out your ceilings or your walls. This is also something that the state of Tennessee has adopted in their 2018 code. This is our claim amendment. The gas code says you can't use, this is something that's been in the code for amendment for several years. It goes back to the Southern Building Code. That you cannot use copper to run your gas pipe installation except for a 3-foot piece. You can use that if you hook to a non-motorized appliance. Where we see this used mostly is in connected gas lines on the outside of the house. The second part of this is you can't use corrugated metal, stainless steel corrugated piping that is exposed to the weather or sunlight. This is not a new code. Codes of this is the energy conservation code. The first one is in the 2018 energy code and residential code. You have to require, they want you to bring a third party in to do your, check for your air changes, check for, do the blower door test, and check for your leakage and ductwork. This amendment would say that we go back to 2009 visual inspection, air filtration. Next section is just duct testing mandatory. We'd like to change that to say optional. We'll always let you do something that's more stringent than what we're adopting. And the tables in the last part, we're recommending that those tables be removed and insert the 2009 table and use that. Everything in this amendment is the same thing the state of Tennessee is glad to answer any questions.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions or comments from the council? Roll call, please.
Councilman Lovett,
Yes.
Mayor Shelton,
Yes.
Councilman Walker,
Aye.
3 yes, motion carries.
Thank you. Consider authorizing the city manager to continue professional services agreement with attorney John Batson of Watson, Roach, Batson, and Lauterbach as legal counsel for the city of Cookeville. Expenses not to exceed $20,000 in regards to zoning codes enforcement for 1940 East Spring Street, RQ Development, LLC, land use quarry issue. John Ward.
Mayor and council members, if you guys are aware, our city attorney had a conflict regarding this matter, and the city retained attorney John Batson with Watson, Roach, Baston, and Lauterbach out of Knoxville, Tennessee, to represent the city regarding the matter of zoning code enforcement. The planning department respectfully requests the city to approve expenses not to exceed $20,000 for continued professional services related to the zoning code enforcement. And I'm happy to answer any questions the council has.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion.
Second.
Second. Motion is second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Lovett,
Yes.
Mayor Shelton,
Yes.
Councilman Walker,
Yes.
3 yes, motion carries.
7F, consider approval of repair of dump truck used for spreading road salt. Greg Brown.
Mayor Council, one of our dump trucks used to spread salt and experienced significant damage to the engine compartment due to salt corrosion. We've had a mechanics look at it, the estimate to repair the cost is $16,547.82. I would request approval to get this repair completed.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion is second.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Lovett,
Yes.
Mayor Shelton,
Yes.
Councilman Walker,
Yes.
3 yes, motion carries.
7G, consider approval of change order number 1 on the 2020 Little Creek Pump Station and force main replacement for water quality control. Ronnie Kelly.
Mayor and Council, Johnson C. Hall Construction is currently under contract to replace Little Creek Pump Station and force main. First contract, he's supposed to install the force main at a new manhole at the intersection of Franklin and Sixth Street. When that process got started, they notified our engineers in-house, and that the condition of that pipe probably wasn't, that we really needed to review it. Our in-staff, on-staff engineers took a look at it and agreed that we really needed to replace that section line before the project, before that construction takes place. That way, we won't have to go back and disturb the road later when we do that, so we want to go ahead and do it all currently. So we negotiated a price for $48,054.18. There were unit prices in the contract that we used. There was a couple we didn't, but are comfortable with the bid, with the change order. So we would recommend that the city council authorize the city manager to sign this change order number 1.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion and second. Yep. Any discussion? Question? Roll call, please.
Councilman Lovett,
Yes.
Mayor Shelton,
Yes.
Councilman Walker,
Yes.
3 yes, motion carries.
Thank you. 7H, consider approval to purchase 2 SUVs utilizing statewide bid contract number 209 for the electric and gas departments. Carl Haney.
Mayor and council members, we are asking your approval to purchase 2 vehicles for $29,889 each through the statewide vehicle contract agreement. One of those will be for the gas department and one for the electric department. These vehicles will replace 2 older units that have multiple mechanical issues, and I would recommend your approval.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion is second. What kind of vehicles are these?
These both are SUVs.
What brand?
These are Chevrolet.
Okay.
uh,
And we don't have the ability to buy them locally?
Typically, we put them out locally, but we found that the statewide contract and everything is, does save us money buying that way.
Okay. I know we've talked about this before. I know some dealerships have authorization to do statewide contracting and some don't. So I just,
They do, we checked all of those, there's different ones.
but we've checked our local ones and they don't.
We checked, make sure they were not on the approval list.
Okay. All right. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Wommack,
Yes.
Mayor Shelton,
Yes.
Councilman Walker,
Aye.
3 yes, motion carries.
Thank you. That concludes our agenda portion of the meeting. We have time at the end for non-agenda items. Anyone would like to address the council on non-agenda items? Do we have anyone? Council members, you all have anything? No? We're adjourned.
So what's gonna happen tomorrow at 10:30? We just talk or?